Today we're going to do a review of Excellence Coral Playa Mujeres. For a little bit of context, we stayed 5 nights in April of 2025. We were not given a free or reduced stay in exchange for this review. We are going to give the resort a little bit of grace because we are here exactly 2 months after they opened. So they are going to get a little bit of grace. However, not too much. It's going to be an honest review because unlike at a lot of the other opening resorts that we did where the pre-opening rate is like slashed in half, we didn't find that to be the case here. Basically, we paid full price. We didn't pay an introductory rate like, we have gotten at other resorts. So being that we paid full price, and like I said, they're gonna get a little grace, but not too much. We had 2 rooms. Our first room was an Excellence Club swim-up suite with private pool, and then we also had an Excellence Club 2-story rooftop terrace suite ocean view. So we are going to tell you what we liked and disliked. Let's start right out with what was the best meal that you had here?
I go with the ribs from the grill. The first night we were here, the meat came right off the bone. It was excellent. The sides were also excellent. The mac and cheese and the onion rings were great. What was the best meal you had?
So I'm gonna do 2, and both are from Zenith, however you want to say it. At lunchtime, the crab cake sandwich was incredible. And then at dinner time, the sea bass was a melt in your mouth. They poured a butter sauce over it, and it was just so delicious. What's your favorite pool?
I'm gonna go with our swim-up pool. What was your favorite pool?
I'm gonna go with the X Lounge pool because it had incredible views and it was the only place that we found padded pool chairs. So that's just gonna have to be my favorite, but our swim up was really awesome because then you also have padded pool chairs and then you have access to your bathroom, which is really nice. What did you think about the beach?
It was beautiful, excellent colored water. It looked so nice. Like no seaweed at all. What'd you think about the beach?
So I had 0 complaints. I always love this stretch of beach. They really kept the sand up beautifully. The water was a gorgeous color. They had beach servers that seemed really great. We never sat on the beach this trip, but we just watched them hustling. And that is a job. To be a beach server carrying 12 drinks on a tray going through, that is, whew, you better be tipping your beach servers. But no, I really liked the beach here a lot. They had ample seating, really nice beach. How did you like the room? So again, we had 2 rooms. So we had a slight issue. We were in our swim up room for 2 nights. And then there was a water main break. There was a pipe that broke and we were flooded. We had to move. So then we were moved over to the 2-story. So I guess talk a little bit about both or whatever you want to.
Yeah, I'll just go with the swim up first. I loved it. We had drink service, excellent view. The second one, I liked it too. Lots of space, beautiful rooftop pool. What do you think about the rooms?
So I liked both rooms. The interiors were very similar. I definitely preferred the swim out room because that is just our preference. We really would rather be more into the action. However, if you are about privacy, those rooftop suites like really cannot be beat. And if you're looking for a good view, those also were great. But the rooms were good. I would say my biggest complaint was the bedding. The bed was very firm, pillows also very firm. The bedding itself, like the sheets, I think probably haven't been washed that many times. So they were just hard and crinkly. And in the middle of the night when you moved, you woke the other person up because they're just so noisy. So that was probably my biggest complaint. And then the bathroom was a little small. Like the countertop just did not have a lot of space. There's space. I don't know why they didn't extend the counter on either side. There's space. These are all like The bedding, I guess they could change, but I'm sure they're not going to change anything to do with the granite or marble that's in there. But overall, both rooms were really nice, and I like the decor. I like the green. I know some people say it's kind of gaudy. I don't know. I kind of like that they went with like a different design choice, but I thought both rooms were nice. What was your favorite drink?
I'm gonna go with the guava margarita, and then also peanut butter martini. What was your favorite drink?
Yeah, so I had the peanut butter martini as well at the lobby bar. That's really good. And then I also had quite a few of the non-alcoholic margaritas. It's called Rita 0.0, and it's made with a distilled agave, and I thought that was really good. And I know a lot of people are looking for mocktails, and they had some mocktails, and they did a good job with them, but definitely to do a non-alcoholic margarita, I thought that was really cool. What would you change about the resort?
Well, this one's hard because the resort's brand new, but I would say the menus are very small. Add a couple more options. I'm kind of a picky eater if you haven't followed us. They have some kinks that they had to fix, so our building, we had some issues, but Brittany, I'm sure we'll get into that. And you probably have a lot more to say about what you want to change about the resort, so we'll just have you go. What would you change about the resort?
So this is hard because there are a ton of things that I would change. However, I don't want to be nitpicky because they're brand new. They are trying, honestly. Like, I don't want to kick anyone while they're down. I think the biggest, so I have quite a few. I think one of the biggest things for me is like, where is the poolside pizza? I can't believe that they would open this resort and not have like the brick oven, wood fire, whatever it is, pizza, because that's such a staple at the other Mexico Excellence resorts. They do have pizza at Oregano for lunch. We had it today. It was good, but you can't get that to go. So Excellence, if you're watching this, please bring us a pizza oven and we will come back. Padded chairs. The chairs, like I mentioned, are really only padded at our room and up at the X Lounge. Even in the club areas, the pool chairs are not padded and they are very uncomfortable. Very, like, in my old age, I just can't be sitting in those. I call them cheap seats. I call them cheap seats. And they're awful. Like, we need some padding. Please, we need some padding. A clearer app/restaurant schedule, because right now the restaurants rotate and you find everything in the app. However, they can change at the drop of a hat. So like one night we were looking to see where we were going to eat breakfast the next morning. So at 9:15, Magna was open for the next day, and then in the morning when I looked, Magna was closed. This happened multiple times throughout the week. So it's a little hard to plan your meals. So I just wish it would be, the restaurant schedule would be a little clearer. And then same with the activities. The activities for during the day are not that clear as well. It'll just list like random things, like it'll say Coral Sports, but you don't know what Coral Sports.
Could be volleyball, could be whatever.
It could be anything. And part of it is, I think, since we're at low occupancy, like we're around 50% right now, I think they just sort of leave it open to see like what maybe people want to do. Like they'll be like, hey, here's what we could do, which is fine, I guess, but like it would just be nice to know like what was happening so you know what activities you could do. We actually did no activities. I don't think we did any activities.
Well, at the pool, you mean?
At the pool.
Yeah.
No, we did no activities at the pool because it just it just wasn't super clear what was going on. So unless you were sitting at the main pool where they would then announce what was going on, if you were sitting somewhere else and relying on the app to see, don't do that, so hopefully they make it a little clearer. Next, the pool ladders. I don't like them. So a lot of the pools you get in by a ladder instead of stairs, and I'm just not into it. I wish they would add some stairs. I feel like the pool ladders are kind of cheap. Yeah. And in the Excellence Club, one of them was broken, so there was only one ladder to get in. I wish they would expand the poolside menu. Right now there's only 5 choices on the menu. It was a hot dog, a hamburger, nachos, quesadilla, and French fries. That's it. I would love for that to be expanded a little bit. And then I have a lot more that I could say, but the last is just gonna be the electrical plugs in the room. Everything falls out of it. So we've had 2 rooms, and in both rooms, the hair dryer plug would fall out every 10 seconds. My phone cord is constantly falling out.
It's not tight.
They're not snug. So I'm gonna end the what can I change there. But also, if Excellence is watching and you want like the full list, email me, because I got a lot. All right, Kev, what was your favorite bar?
I'm gonna go with the Bobby Bar only because they had my favorite drinks there. What was your favorite bar?
The sports bar. I loved it. We only went in there one time, but it's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like they had big TVs. It looked like an actual bar. I love when resort bars look like an actual bar that you could go to in your town. Service was good. They served food. I liked it. I liked it a lot. What was your favorite thing about the resort overall?
I'm gonna say the staff was very overly friendly, and also everything was so close to in proximity. We didn't have to walk too far. What was your favorite thing about the resort?
So I have a few. I got a few. So Whisper. Excellent experience, like nothing like we've ever experienced. We've done a couple other speakeasies, and this blew all that out of the water. You definitely don't want to know anything about it. Like you want to keep it secret. Like don't try to find any information. Just make the reservation and just go. The staff were all incredible. Like there is not one staff member that I had a negative experience with. Everyone was outstanding. The food was limited in terms of the menu. Like I found the menus to be very small, and if you want to see the menus, you can download the Excellence Collection app and you can see everything. However, the food tasted good. I think the food quality was better than all other Excellences that we have been to. So I can appreciate that. I love that they played normal music at the pool. It was just like stuff that's on the radio. It wasn't spa music. It wasn't techno music. It was just normal Justin Bieber, Morgan Wallen, just like whatever. They were just like playing music, and people seemed to like really enjoy it. I loved that there was a smoking section. It's just one section. So aside from people that vape, because people that vape seem to think that they can just vape, so we saw people vaping, but for actual smoking, everyone smoked in the section, which as non-smokers, I really appreciated.
Yeah.
And the smoking section was very centrally located, so I think if you're a smoker, you'd be fine with where the location was. And then lastly, there were tons of umbrellas and tons of chairs. So I do understand that we're not at full occupancy, but I think that even when it gets full, that there's tons of places to sit. But I really appreciated the big umbrellas. There were tons of them. There was lots of shade, and I thought that was really good because sometimes you go to a resort and they just don't have enough umbrellas for everyone, and that just was not the case here. Would you come back here?
Probably not. Would you come back?
I'm not sure. I want to say no, I would not come back. But at the same time, I'd be a little curious to see in 3 years what the experience is.
True, yeah.
Because it's brand new. So they're just getting started. The occupancy is 50%. There's just still things that are being built. There's still things that are in the works. So I'm gonna put it, I guess, as a maybe. I think, as a maybe. What would you rate the resort from a 1 to a 10, 10 being the best?
I'm gonna go with a 7-7. What would you rate yours?
So this is hard because they're brand new, so it's like you want to give a little grace, but at the same time, like we can only go off of the experience that we had. So in saying that, I'm going to give it a 7.6. Do you have any extras that you want to add?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the desserts at Bagna were excellent. The 3 that we had all were so good. Also, I think you picked up on it already, but plenty of seating at the pools and beach. We did not sit at the beach, but there's plenty of seating, which we liked. You could get up at like 11:30 if you wanted and still find a seat. And also the coffee shop opens at 7. Should open up probably a little earlier, maybe 6, 5.
We always say that. We get up early.
It opens too late, and I talked to other people, and they said, yeah, this is too late. 7 o'clock?
Well, where else do you used to like the pre-COVID times where like coffee shops were open 24 hours? Yeah. I feel like in COVID, a lot of things changed, and unfortunately, we get up early. Yes, I would love to see the coffee shop open earlier. Same with the gym. The gym opens up at 6. I would love to see it earlier than that. It would not be uncommon for me to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't want to, but I do. So it's just nice to kind of, for the early risers, to be able to get your day started.
Do you have any extras? Or?
I don't know. I mean, I could go on forever, honestly. The pros and the cons, I have so many, but this is already 20 minutes, and it's like I just can't keep going on forever. So, no, I mean, I liked the resort. I think that it needs work, but I think that it has potential. There's a lot that I liked about it. I like that they're trying some new things. I like that they're trying like the street taco bar, the Tapico, the cacao, the chocolate shop.
Yeah,
I think is like awesome, and the girl that works in there is so lovely. So they are trying to do some different stuff and some different restaurants, and I appreciate all of that. And I am hopeful that, you know, come next year that the reviews are going to be coming out and they're just going to be fabulous. And, you know, I hope someday that we change our mind and we're like, yes, we have to go back and we have to see it. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them down below and we will try to answer them for you. If you would like to book this resort using a travel agent, I am one and I would love to help you. You can reach out to me on my website at memoriesandmojitos.com. I book through the Excellence Travel Agent portal, so it's no different than you booking on the website. The price will be exactly the same. The commission for a travel agent is already built in. So the price that you are going to pay on the website versus you are going to pay with me will be exactly the same. But then you have me on your side in case anything goes wrong, or you have me to ask questions to, or you're just supporting a small business. And if you're new here, we would love to have you come back, subscribe, and see future travel of ours. We travel to Mexico and the Caribbean all the time, and that is all that I sell as a travel agent. I only do Mexico and the Caribbean. That way I can know all about all the good resorts that you might want to go to. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in another vlog series really soon.